Recent initiatives in entrepreneurship development. Startup India is one of the few initiatives in entrepreneurship development. Startup India is an initiative of the Government of India under Entrepreneurship Development Program. It was launched in 2016. Entrepreneurship is picking up in India. Indian government aims to make India a nation of job creators instead of job seekers. Here we are seeing the aims of Startup India. Startup India aims at building an ecosystem which will nurture startups in the country so that sustainable economic growth and large-scale employment opportunities can be generated. Thus, the government wants to encourage entrepreneurship and promote innovations. It aims at creating such an ecosystem which will be conducive and suitable for the growth of startups in India. A startup is defined as an entity having its headquarters in India, which was opened less than 10 years ago, has annual turnover of less than rupees 100 crores. The Startup India campaign was first announced by Indian PM Narendra Modi during his 15th August 2015 speech at the Red Fort in New Delhi. The event was inaugurated on 16th January 2016 by the former Finance Minister of India, late Mr. Arun Jaitley. Under this initiative, the government has also launched Innovation in Mobile App Development Ecosystem program to help Indian entrepreneurs to build 10 lakhs mobile app startups. Mudra Bank's scheme to provide microfinance, low interest rate loans to entrepreneurs from low socio-economic backgrounds. One Made program is a 5-year program under which 2 institutions were selected to be a part of Phase 1. 100 institutes will be selected as a part of Phase 2, and Phase 3 will include up to 35,000 institutions. The goal of the program is to help Indian entrepreneurs build 1 million mobile app startups which can eventually become large companies. It was launched on 9th February 2016. The Government of India has announced the Startup India Action Plan that focuses on the following areas. The first one, simplification and hand-holding. Under this, the compliance procedures for startups will be made easy. Similarly, if necessary, winding up all closing down will also be allowed on fast track basis. The next point, funding support and incentives. Government will participate in funding process indirectly, as well as tax exemptions will be allowed in capital gain, income tax, etc. The third and the last point, industry, academia, partnership and incubation. Under this initiative, the government is proposing to introduce startup fests to provide pre-incubation training, to set up incubators with the help of private sector, to launch innovation focused programs for students. A startup incubator is a program which helps new startups to succeed. It helps entrepreneurs to solve some of their basic problems by providing workspace, access to investors, accounting assistance, industry connections, seed funding, training, etc. The sole purpose of a startup incubator is to help entrepreneurs grow their business. Now let us see the objectives of EDP under Startup India and Startup India along with Stand Up India. It says that rupees 10,000 crore startup funding pool, reduction in patent registration fees, improved bankruptcy code to ensure a 90-day exit window, freedom from inspections for first 3 years of operation, freedom from capital gain tax for first 3 years of operation, freedom from tax for first 3 years of operation, self-certification compliance, to target 5 lakh schools and involve 10 lakh children in innovation-related programs, encourage entrepreneurship within the country, promote India as a startup hub across the world, build startup oasis as Rajasthan Incubation Center. All these objectives, not all startups are successful. Some startups fail. They prefer to wind up their company and start afresh. Earlier, liquidation of companies was a very painful process and would sometimes take 4 to 5 years. However, the government notified fast track resolution through which insolvency proceedings will be completed in 90 days. Startup Oasis is a Jaipur-based incubation center that is developing an ecosystem in Rajasthan to inspire and support students, aspiring entrepreneurs and startups to solve persistent problems, develop breakthrough innovations and create world-class enterprises. Now, let us see the Stand Up India scheme. Stand Up India scheme was launched by Government of India in 2016 to support entrepreneurship among women and SC and ST communities by providing financial support. It is similar to but distinct from Startup India. The objectives of Startup India scheme is to facilitate bank loans between rupees 10 lakhs and rupees 1 crore to at least one scheduled caste, that is SC, or scheduled tribe, that is ST, borrower, and at least one woman borrower per bank branch for setting up a greenfield enterprise. Greenfield enterprise means the first time venture of the beneficiary in the manufacturing or services or trading sector. Now we come to the eligibility of the Stand Up India scheme. The eligibility says that SC or ST and men or women entrepreneurs above 18 years of age allowed for the Stand Up India scheme. Loans under the scheme are available for only greenfield project. And lastly, in case of non-individual enterprises, at least 51% of the shareholding and controlling stake should be held by either ST or ST and or woman entrepreneur. In this way, we have seen the Startup India and Stand Up India organizations.